The virus is no doubt now among us for reasons which are totally obscure to me. We've taken it as policy not to track the people who've come back from Italy, not to test the people who've come back from Italy. So the virus will now be amongst us. I don't know where to start, really. I mean, I'm embarrassed by the situation in this country. You know, this talk of 4 stages, and we're now, moving on from the containment thing. We've lost the plot here. We haven't taken the action that we should have taken 4 or 5 weeks ago.
So what do you think we should have done?
Boris Johnson should have convened COBRA at the outset when it became clear what was cooking up. Countries that took firm action at the time, if you look at what's happened in Hong Kong and Singapore, which had a lot of cases initially, but which took firm action and they've got the thing under control. We've lost control here. Last night, I didn't go to Anfield last night because, I had such second thoughts about it. 3,000 supporters came to Anfield last night from Madrid, where they're playing football behind closed doors. The virus is around in Madrid. We've had that virus has been shared around Merseyside last night in the bars and clubs of Merseyside. The virus is no doubt now among us for reasons which are totally obscure to me. We've taken it as policy not to track the people who've come back from Italy, not to test the people who've come back from Italy. So the virus will now be amongst us, and the government's approach has been paternalistic, it's been old-fashioned, it's been top-down, and it's not done what needs to happen now, and we've lost 4 or 5 weeks, which if we get the epidemic that looks like happening, then it's going to be a community issue to be dealt with by the community, and the community needed to be put in the driving seat and supported, because there's no way in which very sick people are all going to be able to be admitted to hospital. They will have to be nursed at home. The public will have to organise itself to do that. What's beginning to happen in West Yorkshire and in Greater Manchester is that groups are forming up to do self-care, to help each other, to be able to do this. The government should have been facilitating this from the outset, and they haven't done it. We've had a very narrow, technocratic approach which has not got its head round the social dimensions of this. We learned nothing from Ebola. In Ebola, in 2014, we lost 3 or 4 months because we took a narrow science base to this and didn't understand the community aspects. We've got to achieve cultural change here, and that cultural change can't be done to people, it's got to be done with people. The closure of grounds, the closure of schools, will need to happen. It should be done on an informed basis depending on where the cases are. The government's failed to divulge the information that the public needs to know whether their area is one where they need to start taking action or not. We've been kept in the dark. 50% of the population now goes to university and they're being treated like peasants. And it's time we had a change of approach.